Hey there, welcome to the Stocks with Josh show. Guys, these markets have been absolutely on a heater for the last 24 hours, but I think we have even a bigger move ahead of us that we have to begin to look to. But if you guys follow this page, you weren't surprised when we got a pop yesterday on the soft CPI number. I've been predicting that for weeks and preparing people that the market wanted to go up at this moment and not down. But that's not a long-term move, that's a short-term move. Matter of fact, we actually got the strike prices that we had been patiently waiting for on the inverse ETFs, the SQQQ and the SPXS. The big question is, did Pickle Rick have his buy limit order in on the SQQQ for $39? I'm going to be covering the Fed's rate hike today, which is all about the dot plot and what it may indicate about the terminal rate. That's the Fed's final rate. It's where the Fed's going to be taking the interest rates and then eventually stopping. I think we got some insight into that today. I'm also going to be talking about Sam Bankman-Fried, FTX, market distraction, and the political roadshow, what you really need to know about it, and some concerning global events that are looming over the markets. I just want to say that the time that I put into these shows has a single purpose in mind. It's to help you protect your hard-earned money and to help you grow generational wealth. Family, the struggle is real. Daily, I've been getting word from people in our chat group that they've lost their job. They've been laid off right before the holiday. I was talking to Larry the other day. He said he was getting messages like that as well. I just want to take a brief moment and say, I am a prospering capitalist. I am pro-business, but it has to be said that corporate interests are to maximize their profits for their shareholders and for themselves. So unfortunately, the bottom line is that they don't care about you. Their board of directors, the CEO and the COO, they will cut your position in a heartbeat, no matter how hard you work. I am for working hard in life, but I just want you to keep in mind that does not mean that from certain individuals you will get your full reward. They will cut you if it will prop up their future earnings. So I want to keep this message real. You've got to get your money right in 2023. To do that, you have to get your expenses in line and you have to have a real plan to grow wealth in this next 12 months. Now that's going to be the focus of mine moving forward. We are going to do it as a community. I love this family, each and every one of you guys that we've come together on a daily basis and talk about trading. I want to thank you guys for already hitting the like, and if you want to be part of a genuine wealth building community, then you need to make sure that you are subscribed. Hit all notifications on the YouTube bell. Let's begin by checking out this video clip.
Tonight, the once crowned king of crypto, now adorned in handcuffs. Former billionaire FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried arrested in the Bahamas today following the historic financial collapse of his massive cryptocurrency exchange. Attorneys for the Southern District of New York announcing the arrest, saying in a statement, earlier this evening, Bahamian authorities arrested Samuel Bankman-Fried at the request of the U.S. government based on a sealed indictment filed by the SDNY. Setting the stage for extradition to the U.S., where the 30-year-old former founder is expected to stand trial.
So, as you can see, Sam Bankman-Fried was arrested the other day, and here is what he's been charged with. 2 counts of securities fraud, 2 counts of violating international anti-fraud provisions, and 8 criminal charges, that's the big ones, including conspiracy to commit wire fraud on customers and lenders, commodities and securities fraud against customers and lenders, money laundering charges, and conspiracy to defraud the United States, that's all of us, and violate the campaign finance law. That's a pretty big charge. Sam Bankman-Fried was arrested right before he was scheduled to testify before Congress. The power brokers don't do anything unless it benefits them. Sam Bankman-Fried was a loose cannon. They couldn't have him making the same mistake that he did in his last interview when he let it slip that there were a lot of boards behind what was going on at FTX. No matter who was behind all of this, and it appears that there were a lot of boards and individuals pulling the shots at FTX, the big picture is how all of this is going to be spinned so that regulators can pass strict regulations to guarantee that they and their friends maintain control over crypto. So apparently, Sam Bankman-Fried had a group chat on Signal for him and his close friends called Wire Fraud. That was amazing to me. He actually titled his group Wire Fraud. So I will be curious what type of defense he can come up with against these charges. In addition, he donated close to $1 billion to politicians. It is clear that this whole thing was a fiefdom and a political money laundering scheme. If convicted, Sam Bankman-Fried could serve decades in jail, or he could choose to unalive himself, as so many super rich, highly connected criminals somehow choose to do. Someone should make sure that the surveillance cameras aren't currently malfunctioning at the prison, as is so often the case. Josh, why talk about this at all? Simple. Bitcoin and ETH are the chosen cryptocurrency blockchains that the power brokers are currently moving forward to regulate and control as far as how they are presented to the American people. And as soon as they get themselves positioned, they're going to declare that it is safe to buy, and they're going to run them back up faster than anyone could see coming. Now, I've traded Bitcoin for quite a while now, and I have noticed that when Bitcoin wants to move up, it can move up $10,000 in a single day. And if it had a move like that, everyone would say that they're going to load up on the next pullback and don't chase it. And then it's going to go 6K the next day, and then another 4K the third day after that. It will be up 20K in 3 days when those who are in power say it's time to buy. And then everyone holding out will desperately jump in, driving the price up even higher. Now, I don't want you to forget how the giant traditional exchanges like Fidelity that control 10 trillion in investments are quietly getting positioned while all this FTX and Sam Bankman-Fried drama is playing out in the media. All of this is keeping retail in the fear of buying. Let's talk about Ethereum. If Ethereum does or doesn't get back to $800, makes no difference in the long run. It is going to be a future winner. Dogecoin will have another run up. Don't forget that the Doge father, Elon Musk, said he did not sell his Dogecoin. If Elon doesn't unalive himself in the coming days, Dogecoin will likely make a new high. Now, I told everybody that if Bitcoin held 17K over the next 24 hours, I made mention of this Sunday, that it would likely hit 18K, and that's exactly what happened. Now, I'm still watching for $1,400 on my ETH play, which will give me a minimum of a $200 profit on each ETH. This will be the second time I made a strong ETH projection, giving entry and exit, and I hope that it plays out just the way I've planned. So, main point, get a crypto investment plan right now and stick with it. Don't let this FTX roadshow distract you from making your investment decisions. You guys know what I'm doing. I'm doing it right in front of you every day. It's been working. Let me know what you guys are doing. I'm going to stick to my plan for building crypto wealth in 2023, no matter what's going on in the media. Okay, a quick highlight of my affiliate, the MooMoo investment app. You guys know that they got free level 2 data. You know it's a commission-free trading app. You know that it's licensed, registered, and insured based out of Palo Alto, California. But right now they're giving away that 20 free Christmas stocks if you open and fund an account. And as well as that, they're giving you a chance to make $60,000 in a sweepstakes. Now, MooMoo is only available in the US, Australia, and China. Click the link in the top pinned comment. Come join the Stocks with Josh community page over on the MooMoo app, as well as the Stock Josh fam chat group page where we have great conversations. One of the guys in there today just said, man, this is an amazing chat group. I personally agree. I hope we continue it that way and continue to draw some really good, talented traders to that. Their people are sharing and giving trade ideas, sharing their successes and their failures, and it's allowing us to have really good conversation there. I'm loving it. Come over there and join us. Okay, I briefly mentioned to you guys the other day what was going on with China and Saudi Arabia. This is really, really big international news. I think everybody needs to be aware of it. What gives the America the opportunity to print money and to sell debt has largely been our connection to the petrodollar, which is a deal that we made with Saudi Arabia years ago because Saudi Arabia was a wildly profitable country sitting on a global supply of oil. The US came in and said, listen, don't use the US dollar only to sell your oil to the rest of the world. We'll call it the petrodollar. In exchange for that, we will not let any country invade you or attack you. We won't invade you. We won't attack you. We'll keep you safe. But we want you to sell your oil in the US dollar. Well, we have enjoyed that for many years because for many, many years, America was positioned globally as the greatest superpower, but we are facing some headwind to that narrative. And we know that other countries, China, India, are rising in significance in the world. We have Russia defying us. There's some news on the horizon that Russia's talking about selling their oil in gold only, which would also immediately put negative pressure on the American dollar. So If Saudi Arabia dropped the petro-US dollar and agreed to sell oil to China and using the yuan, and if Russia went to a gold standard to buy and sell oil with them, it absolutely would be a significant turning point for the American dollar and would absolutely really cause America a massive financial setback. This is happening in our lifetimes. This is something that a lot of people believed would never happen, but it's happening. We need to be mindful of it. We need to keep an eye on it. And this is, again, kind of why I'm taking a minute to talk to you guys about your financial security, your financial plan, your financial stability. You know, we need to be thinking about that, especially going into 2023. We need to be making wise, shrewd investments. We need to be raising cash, protecting cash. We need to be living within our means and keeping an eye on what's going on globally. Okay, the big news of the day, the terminal rate. Well, if we look at the S&P 500, if we look at the SPX, which measures the S&P 500, it wants to get around perhaps as high as 4150. That's the big potential move that we might have ahead of us. The SPY maybe around 415, 420. Then I believe it's unavoidable that we are going to tank. Too much negative news out there. Too many problems. Recession, the way that we're going to have it, has absolutely not been priced in, and the move of the Fed has not been priced in. These guys are talking super hawkish. Different state feds were calling for a terminal rate as high as 5.6. Up to this point, only a 5.1 had been measured or priced into the markets. There is basically, in addition, they notified us that there is no plan to pivot in all of 2023. They do not intend to lower rates anytime soon. That's the message that they gave us. It was highly hawkish, and to be honest with you, I'm surprised we didn't get a much stronger sell-off. I did add to my short position in the SQQQ and the SPXS. I want to remind you guys that those are inverse ETFs. They go up when the NASDAQ and the S&P 500 go down. We cannot load up on puts or shorts just yet, even though I'm increasing my position size, because we have to make sure that the full move up has been realized. We got today, technically, we got a double top on the S&P 500 as well as a doji candle. I want to remind you that doji candles mark indecision. That's typically when the bears and the bulls are fighting equally and neither one of them overpowers the other. It largely points to indecision. The markets had this news from the Fed today and it responded with indecision, not a strong response. That's a little bit confusing because the news was, in my opinion, negative and hawkish and pointed to stocks falling in value because the Fed is continuing to take money out of the system. So those were the technicals. I'm continuing to look at them. I'm imagining that we're going to see an increase in the VIX and volatility in the next couple days. We have to be smart. We have to wait for confirmation before taking our big position. If we take our positions correctly at the ideal time, that's what's going to lead to the big money. As always, guys, like, subscribe, and hit that bell to be part of the conversation. I'll see you in the chats. Peace and blessings, my friends.